Hey everybody, Pucksnail68 here, and welcome to today's video. We're actually going to be doing something a bit different today, and that's reviewing all the menu items available at Panera Bread. Why Panera Bread exactly, you may be asking yourself. I'm so glad you did. Up until recently, I actually worked at Panera Bread for about 3.5 years, so I like to think I have a pretty good idea of all the food that's served there. So I decided it would be fun to go ahead and rank all the food they serve in a tier list, going from S tier all the way down to F tier, as is the standardized internet tier list. Before we get started, I just want to go over a few things. First off, with one exception, everything here is made to Panera specifications. I have made every single item on here dozens, if not hundreds of times, so I'm thoroughly familiar with everything that goes on them, and will even mention the ingredients in the actual review of the item for those who are unfamiliar. I did take shortcuts while working there because no one is going to notice if there's not salt and pepper on a sandwich, but I did not do that for this review to give everyone an honest overview of the items. There's exactly one modification I did for this review, and we'll get there when we get there. Second, these are all of Panera's food items as of August 2024. This video took several months to put together due to me having to actually try the stuff after my shifts, and as expected, they introduced and got rid of certain items during that time. There's stuff on here they no longer sell, stuff that's relatively new, and if stuff gets introduced in the future, it obviously won't be on here, and I don't feel like making an amendment to this video because fuck actually paying Panera's prices for this crap. And lastly, I am only covering the lunch/dinner menu here. This means just salads and sandwiches. No breakfast items because there's way too many permutations for that. Basically every combination of bagels, protein, eggs, and cheese on a menu item at Panera, and that's too much damn work. I'm also not doing bakery items because, let's be real, an everything bagel tastes like an everything bagel, and a chocolate chip cookie tastes like a chocolate fucking chip cookie. It ain't that deep, fam. And I'm also not doing soups because I'm pretty meh on soup to begin with, and I low-key didn't get to try them before I quit, so yeah. Anyways, let's get on to the review. If you end up enjoying it, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, sacrifice your firstborn, execute Order 66, all that jazz, because it really helps out the channel. First off is the Bacon Turkey Bravo. Signature sauce, multi-leaf lettuce, tomato, salt and pepper, turkey, bacon, and white cheddar cheese on tomato basil miche bread. This is a sweet and savory combination that doesn't really work together, in my honest opinion. The bread isn't the best Panera has on the menu, the turkey itself is pretty mid, and the signature sauce overpowers the flavor of everything else on the sandwich. Straight in the F tier. Bravo Club. Literally everything as the previous entry, just add ham to it as well. This is ever so slightly better than the Bacon Turkey Bravo. Ham definitely helps to mellow out the taste of the signature sauce and is a lot more flavorful than the turkey could ever dream of being. Signature sauce is still a bit overpowering, and I can't really make out the flavors of much anything else on it besides the ham and the white cheddar. Other than that, the same complaints I have from the Bacon Turkey Bravo still apply here. D tier. Next is the grilled chicken and avocado BLT. Garlic aioli sauce, multi-leaf lettuce, tomato, salt and pepper, grilled chicken, bacon, avocado, and white cheddar cheese on country rustic sourdough bread. This is definitely an interesting menu item, and in a good way as well. The chicken tends to overpower the standard BLT elements on it, so it could do either without the chicken itself, or maybe about half of it if it needs to stay on it. 3 ounces of chicken for half a sandwich is a lot of chicken, especially with how small the bread can be sometimes. The white cheddar adds absolutely nothing to the sandwich, and the flavor profile would be unchanged with its removal. The avocado is just avocado, which is a negative for me since I tend to not really care for the taste of just straight plain avocado like that. I'd say this sandwich straddles the line between C and B tier, and I'll settle on C tier. Tuna salad sandwich. Multi-leaf lettuce, tomato, salt and pepper, and tuna salad on a country rustic sourdough bread. This one was surprisingly good. There was a very weird opening flavor to it that I can't exactly describe every time I took a bite. If I recall, it was a strange meatiness to it. I'm going off memory here since I didn't write this down when I actually noted my thoughts, but after that immediate shock, it tastes like a tuna sandwich. Lettuce and tomato on tuna is weird to me, but that's probably because I'm a basic person, and when I make tuna sandwiches at home, I add any extra ingredients directly to the tuna mix. This is going straight up to A tier. Chicken Bacon Rancher. Yes, I know there's still several cold sandwiches left. I'm posting these in the order of when I ate them. I think we were out of stuff for the cold sandwiches at the time, maybe lettuce or something, I don't know. Anyways, ranch dressing, grilled chicken, diced bacon, and white cheddar cheese on black pepper focaccia bread. This is unfortunately a very basic sandwich. When I first heard we were getting this, I really wanted to like it so bad. Nothing really overpowers anything, and all the flavors come through well enough and work together, but it's so basic that it fails to stand out. Whenever I ate this outside of making this video, I would add buffalo sauce and Parmesan cheese to it, and those added a lot. As it stands though, it has to be pretty low with how basic everything is on it. Unfortunately, this goes in D tier. Mediterranean Veggie Sandwich. Hummus, multi-leaf lettuce, tomato, salt and pepper, red onions, pepperdew peppers, cucumber, and feta cheese on tomato basil miche. This one was actually very interesting. It definitely captures the kind of salad feel of a bunch of veggies together, but in a good way. The sweet and savory with the tomato basil works a lot better here than it did on the Bravo, and about the only downside I really have to say for this is that the pepperdew peppers tend to get lost in everything, and of course that tomato basil bread, but that's neither here nor there. Were it not for that, this one would be one tier up, going into A tier. Tomato basil BLT, garlic aioli, multi-leaf lettuce, tomato, and bacon on tomato basil miche. This is just a BLT. Like, there's really nothing too exciting about this. If you like BLTs, you'll like this. If you don't like them, then you won't like this. Me personally, I do enjoy BLTs, but Panera ingredients aren't exactly, how do I say this, high quality. So, as usual, the tomato basil miche brings down this sandwich. I prefer it on country rustic or even classic white miche. This one goes to C tier. Turkey and cheddar, garlic aioli, multi-leaf lettuce, tomato, salt and pepper, red onions, turkey, and white cheddar cheese on country rustic sourdough bread. This is not the best sandwich, but also not the worst. I would consider this extremely average as a sandwich. Nothing overpowers anything else, but consequently, nothing particularly stands out. The turkey itself here is alright, and the white cheddar doesn't overstay its welcome, but is thankfully more noticeable here than it was on the BLT. This is going into the end of B tier, the reason being because my notes directly state that this needs to go exactly in the middle of everything else given how average it is. Bacon avocado melt. Chipotle aioli, everything bagel topping, diced bacon, avocado, and white cheddar cheese on country rustic sourdough bread. To be quite honest, I really wanted to crap on this one and say it was really basic. However, the flavors here actually all work very well together. I preferred it back when we still had Gouda cheese as opposed to white cheddar, but it works just as well. That all being said, I feel the sandwich lacks any substance to it. If this had chicken or some other protein on it, I could see myself putting in A tier, if not even S tier. Still a really, really good sandwich than I remember when I first tried it. This thing is really high into B tier, borderline A tier even. Chipotle chicken avocado melt, chipotle aioli, cilantro, smoked pulled chicken, pepperdew peppers, avocado, and white cheddar cheese on black pepper focaccia. This shit is my fucking jam. I absolutely love it. Whenever I made this for myself, which was a lot, I would season the chicken with salt and pepper to add more flavor, which I obviously didn't do for this review, just adding that little anecdote there. Regardless, it's still really fucking good, and was my go-to ever since I started working at Panera up to the day I left. Changing the chipotle mayo for chipotle aioli was the biggest glow up ever, though I am sad the Gouda cheese was changed out for white cheddar. This is an S tier item. Ciabatta cheesesteak, garlic aioli, steak, caramelized onions, pepperdew peppers, and provolone cheese on ciabatta bread. This sandwich is honestly really not that great. I've had it a few times since Panera got it, and it really just does not work. It has the standard cheesecake flavor that you would expect from something like a Philly cheesesteak, but I don't like that flavor profile to begin with, and this sandwich doesn't execute it as well as a Philly does. Also, the caramelized onions are way too sweet. Either normal red onions or pickled red onions would have worked better in my opinion. This is without a doubt F tier. Frontega chicken, chipotle aioli, basil, smoked pulled chicken, tomato, salt and pepper, red onion, and mozzarella cheese on black pepper focaccia bread. This is another instance of something being surprisingly good. The veggies and mozzarella cheese kind of get lost in the overpowering flavor of the chipotle aioli and the chicken, which is weird since the chipotle chicken wasn't like that. The basil is also super strong, but that's par for course on basil really. B tier sandwich. Grilled cheese. American cheese on classic white meat. I mean, it's grilled cheese. What are you honestly expecting here? That said, I have some bones to pick with this, and they're in regards to the ingredients itself, which given that there's only 2, yeah, that's crazy. First off, the bread. It's obviously made using classic white meat bread, like really any good old-fashioned grilled cheese would be made. That said, Panera's white bread is super sugary, which I know might sound really dumb coming from an American, but trust me on this. We spend most of our lives raised on sugary bread, and because of that, we can't exactly taste it normally. So for me to tell you it's super sweet to the point that I can actually taste it is a problem. Second, the official build when it would come through on the screen called for way too much cheese, 3 slices of American in total. I opted for just 2 slices when I made this, because if I added the 3rd slice, it would not melt when I put it in the oven. This is D tier. The only thing saving it from F is that it's still edible. Smokehouse barbecue chicken sandwich, apple cider barbecue sauce, smoked pulled chicken, red onions, and white cheddar cheese on ciabatta bread. This sandwich is fine. I'm not that big a fan of barbecue sauce to begin with, so take my opinion with a grain of salt here, but this sandwich was overall inoffensive. Nothing particularly stood out to me, and the only thing that was really drowned out was the cheese. The barbecue sauce is a bit too sweet for my liking, but what do you expect from fast food barbecue sauce, really? This is the most middling C tier. Spicy buffalo chicken melt. Buffalo sauce, smoked pulled chicken, red onions, and American cheese on French baguette bread. This one is so fucking good. One of the best things that Panera added to the menu while I was working there, and I was honestly sad when they took it away earlier this year. When I made this for the review, it was actually right as Panera changed the American cheese we were using for whatever reason, but I wasn't going to dock points for that. Really, the only downside was the cheese wasn't as strong or noticeable as a result. This tastes so much like buffalo chicken dip, and I loved the sandwich for it. This is another S tier. Toasted Italiano, garlic aioli, sopressata, ham, sliced pepperoncini, red onions, and provolone cheese on a French baguette, topped with romaine and Greek dressing when it comes out of the oven. They were cooking, literally, with this one, y'all. Like, this is actually a whole ass sandwich with so much going on that all works so well together. It was actually I was actually making basically this sandwich, but with some other ingredients that we had lying around before I knew it was even going to be a thing, just because I wanted to work on my own personal sandwich crafting at the time. It's amazing. Back-to-back S tiers here. Toasted garden caprese, garlic aioli, basil, tomato, and mozzarella cheese on ciabatta bread, topped with romaine and balsamic vinaigrette coming out the oven. I feel like I've been saying this a lot in this video, but this is another instance of something being surprisingly good. All these flavors do work well together, and the balsamic vinaigrette adds a tanginess that helps balance everything out. The basil isn't as overpowering as it's been with other sandwiches either, which is always a plus. A tier. Alright, and that is all for the sandwiches. Here's our standings for everything so far, and now onto the salads. Do note that I put chicken on pretty much all of these salads, as all of Panera's salads do optionally come with chicken on them, and I chose to add it so that there would be more to these salads basically. Balsamic chicken greens with grain salad, romaine multi-leaf lettuce, farro and red rice blend, cucumber, grilled chicken, green goddess dressing drizzle, feta, sliced pepperoncini, avocado, pumpkin seeds, and balsamic vinaigrette. This salad is pretty meh, to say the least. There's way too many flavors going on in this thing that it all just turns into mush at this point. And the green goddess dressing is way too overpowering of a flavor, so you just end up with green goddess mush. D tier. Chicken Caesar salad, romaine, grilled chicken, shaved Parmesan cheese, croutons, and Caesar dressing. I mean, it's a Caesar salad with chicken added to it. I would honestly be surprised if Panera somehow managed to fuck this up. A tier. Kickin' grilled cheese. Ding ding ding, we're back to sandwiches. Literally only because this is the point where Panera actually introduced 2 new sandwiches to the menu, and again, I have stuff listed in the order I tried it. Anyways, with that out of the way, salsa verde spread, American cheese, and white cheddar cheese on classic white meat. A very messy sandwich, but holy fuck is it good. The salsa verde helps cover up how sugary and sweet the white bread is, and it calls for less cheese than the regular grilled cheese. Only 1 slice of each, so this gets 2 instead of 3 like the original, and it has a second type of cheese to contrast with the American. Seriously, where's the sandwich been? It's amazing. Instant S tier the moment I tried it. Spicy Fiesta chicken. Salsa verde spread, cilantro, grilled chicken, pepperdew peppers, roasted corn, and white cheddar cheese on ciabatta bread. All the flavors kind of get lost in this sandwich. I can still pick stuff out, but it's kind of mild, literally. Somehow nowhere near as spicy as the kicking grilled cheese, despite also having the salsa verde on it. The corn and peppers are probably balancing the spiciness out, but I would prefer them not to. This unfortunately goes into C tier. Fuji apple chicken salad, romaine, multi-leaf lettuce, grape tomatoes, grilled chicken, feta cheese, red onions, pecans, apple chips, and Fuji apple vinaigrette dressing. Not as bad as I thought it would be, considering I've had the dressing and apple chips separately in the past and I didn't care for either, but throwing in all the other ingredients with it certainly helps. That said, the feta doesn't really work in this salad and is definitely the odd flavor out. I wonder if this was better back when we used to use gorgonzola for it. Anyways, this is C tier. I feel no particularly strong way about it. Greek chicken salad, romaine, cucumber, grape tomatoes, grilled chicken, feta cheese, salt and pepper, red onions, sliced pepperoncini, Kalamata olives, and Greek dressing. Everything here just works together like your standard Greek salad would. The biggest issue I have with this is the actual salt content in it. The Kalamata olives are rather salty on their own, and then on top of that, there's also salt and pepper, so it all results in a very sodium-rich salad. B tier. Strawberry poppy seed chicken salad, romaine, grilled chicken, strawberries, blueberries, pineapple, mandarin oranges, pecans, and poppy seed vinaigrette. This really doesn't work for me. I'm sure for other people it does, given just how popular this salad is, but it's just really not good to me. Panera's chicken honestly isn't that good, in my opinion, despite adding it to these salads, and also despite me liking a lot of things on the menu with it. The dressing also just does not taste good to me. One of very few things in this video I could not finish eating, which results in immediate F tier. Mediterranean chicken greens with grain salad, romaine, multi-leaf lettuce, farro and red rice blend, cucumber, grilled chicken, feta cheese, red onions, pepperdew peppers, hummus, and shawarma seasoning and Greek dressing. It's like the med-veg sandwich, but as a salad, which certainly isn't a bad thing. The Greek dressing isn't anywhere near as prominent on this as it was with the Greek salad, which is totally fine with me, because in my opinion, that is a bit of an overbearing flavor. I personally couldn't really taste the shawarma seasoning myself, but at least it's not taking anything away by being there. A tier. Okay, so lastly, there are 3 salads that I wasn't really able to try for this video before I quit, but they're all salads I have had before. I'm going to do my best to recall how they tasted and give an honest review, but expect these last 3 to be much more brief than everything else in this video has been. Green Goddess Chicken Cobb Salad, romaine, multi-leaf lettuce, grape tomatoes, pickled red onions, grilled chicken, diced bacon, hard-boiled egg, avocado, and Green Goddess dressing. I've mentioned before in this video that I don't care much for the Green Goddess dressing, and that holds true for this salad. I'm also not that big a fan of pickled red onions, and yeah, they kind of take away from this. I can confidently put the salad in C tier, because without the pickled red onions it's actually kind of fine, but the dressing is just so bleh. Ranch Cobb Salad, romaine, multi-leaf lettuce, grape tomatoes, pickled red onion, feta cheese, hard-boiled egg, diced bacon, and ranch dressing. This one was simultaneously both better and worse than the Green Goddess. They got rid of the dressing and replaced it with ranch, which is totally fine by me, but they kept the pickled red onions and then added feta as well. It honestly just wasn't that good of a salad the one time I tried it. This is also the only salad I had without chicken, because it's the only one on the menu that doesn't have a variant with chicken, so I didn't bother adding it, but I doubt it would have helped that much. D tier. The only reason it's not an F is because the ranch saves it. Finally, we have the Southwest Chicken Ranch Salad, romaine, grape tomatoes, roasted corn, grilled chicken, chipotle aioli drizzle, avocado, blue corn tortilla strips, and ranch dressing. Okay, this one is actually super good. The chipotle and the ranch kind of fight each other for flavor, which causes the rest of the salad to have a creamy and spicy taste to it. I've had this salad plenty of times, but it's really just hard for me to put into words what makes it so good, unfortunately. S tier. And that's it. That is every menu item at Panera Bread. I managed to try all of them before I quit. Would I recommend you eat at Panera Bread? No. Absolutely the fuck not. I'm not under any loyalty to that company, and let's not turn this into a rant here. Short and simple, the quality at Panera Bread progressively went further and further down while I was working there, and the food is way too expensive for what you get in return. This is just for fun because I got all this food discounted while I worked there. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell, all that stuff I'm forced to pile to get YouTube to notice me. And if you want to support me directly, you can do so through my Patreon. I don't offer much, unfortunately, just videos 24 hours in advance, but it would mean a lot to me and certainly help me out if you did. Anyways, that's all for now. Check whatever video is put on screen at the moment. Bye!